Hi Gemini, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your August 2025 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always, and also pulled the Four Agreements and Wisdom of the Oracle card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, we have the North Node. So the North Node is actually in Pisces, which is your 10th house of career and social status. So it could just be saying you have some focus on that area of life this month. All right, we have Leo, and of course, we'll be moving through Leo season for more or less the next 4 weeks or so. And Leo for you guys is your third house of communication. We're going to have a new moon in there on the 24th of July. We have Mercury retrograde currently in that sign, and that's your ruler, so you could definitely be feeling the effects of that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, but definitely could be some impact around your communications, short journeys, and siblings. All right, and we have 6. So 6th house energy, we pretty much just, for you guys, that's Scorpio, so that area of the zodiac's pretty quiet right now. But generally speaking, 6th house points to health, work, and daily routines. So you could have some focus on an area of life as well, which can make sense as far as seeing the career energy come up with you for the North Node too. All right, so we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. Oh, and I should mention, now that I think about it too, toward the end of the month, you're going to have Venus move into Leo as well. So more third house energy there. But yeah, in the main situation position, we have the 8 of Swords, which is Gemini energy. And then challenging that, we have Temperance, Sagittarius energy. So what I'm primarily seeing with this is you could just be feeling a little bit stuck in your heads right now. And I feel like the reason for that might be, for whatever reason, you might have this bit of energy of perfectionism about you right now, to where you feel like you just want something to be just right before you actually move forward with it. So given that this is your relationship house, that could be around a romantic connection or maybe some kind of a partnership, whatever the case may be. But yeah, it looks like you could just be feeling a little bit stuck because you really want to get something just right. All right, in the foundation position, we have the King of Wands. So yeah, so this is Leo energy, which like we said, came up with your dice, and we currently have your ruler in Leo retrograde, so could be feeling the impact of that. But more than anything, to me, this points to an energy of confidence, an energy of leadership. So, maybe you're not seeing yourself through that lens right now because you seem to be a little bit stuck, but I feel like this is saying ultimately that is in your foundation. Past position, we have the World. So, generally speaking, I tend to view this card as actually representative of the North Node as well. So, for that to have come up in your dice, to me, this is ultimately, it looks like you've learned some lessons in the past, and I feel like you have everything you need to actually adjust the situation to your liking. But it seems like you're just not quite sure of that just yet. In the present position, we have the Star. So this is Aquarius energy here, and generally speaking, this is the card that comes after the Tower in the Major Arcana. So yeah, for some of you, maybe you did go through a bit of a rough stretch for a while, and now you're finally on the other side of that with a course correction. But for some of you, given that Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus recently moved into your sign as well, that could also be what's bringing this energy about. But yeah, I feel like more than anything, this is saying that even if you did go through a bit of a rough stretch, right? So even if those lessons were hard fought in the past, looks like you have everything you need to act on them now. And like I said, it seems like you're just still in the presence of integrating those lessons. In the near future position, we have the Two of Cups. So Cancerian energy here, and this represents a meeting of the minds. And given that for you guys, Cancer energy is a financial house, this can be around finances. We do have Jupiter in these degrees of Cancer right now too, so could just be pointing to that. But of course, this can be partnerships of all kinds. So for some of you, maybe this will be someone where you feel like you have a meeting of the minds on more of a romantic level. Like I said, for others of you, it could be more of a business thing. But whatever the case, it looks like you do have someone that you do actually appreciate, or at least you will in the near future. All right. In the position of your influence in the situation, we have the Nine of Cups. So more Pisces energy here. So yeah, so to see this, to me, it could just be saying that I think this was a message for you maybe, I don't know if it was last month, but definitely in the recent months, it was an energy of contentment, right? So that's what I see when I look at this energy a lot as well. So for some of you, this could just be saying that ultimately you are still in that position, right? To where ironically, you could be in that energy of perfectionism because you might feel like where you are right now, you don't need to make a move, right? So there's not like an energy of desperation. There's not an energy of, oh, I need to rush something, right? Because if you feel like you're pretty solid where you are, then that does give you a little bit of freedom to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to take my time, right? To get from that ninth cup to the 10 cup. So that could be the energy you guys are in now. So the positive of that is yes, you don't want to rush things, right? You do want to get things right, but it just seems like it just might be going a bit overboard right now. In the environment position, we have the Knight of Cups. So yeah, so to see this, of course, next to that Two of Cups energy, this can be someone, like we said, that comes along and you do actually see eye to eye with this person. So, and given that they're offering a cup as well, right? It could just be one of those things where if you're already in the Nine of Cups, you're pretty solid. Someone would have to come along with something worthwhile to actually move you from that position. So that could be what this is representing here. Someone coming along with an offer that actually does appeal to you, that captures your interest. And again, given that we're seeing Cups energy, can it be related to a romantic thing? Absolutely. But given that this is Piscean energy, it could just be saying that ultimately this is what you're, this could be more of a career related thing for some of you. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Page of Pentacles. So, yeah, for some of you, I would think this might be more of a fear, right? To where you might feel like something's just out of your reach, right? So maybe that's why you're overthinking something, because you might feel like there's something very close, but you just can't pick up on exactly what it is or how to get to it. But again, like I said, I feel like there is at least a decent amount of balance there as far as, again, like we said, it is a privileged position to be in the Nine of Cups to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to jump into anything. I'm not going to just accept any offer that comes my way, right? So that's definitely a positive. But it seems like you might be taking it a little bit overboard with the overthinking around the situation. So we'll see if that clears up for you this month. But yeah, that could be partially why. You might feel like something's just out of your reach right now. All right. And in the outcome position, we have the Emperor. So yeah, so the positive here to me says that you're definitely going to be feeling a lot more confident and sure of yourselves in the future with this being in the outcome position. But the only thing I watch out for again, because getting the feeling and the word perfectionism coming to mind with the main situation and the challenge position, I feel like this could just be saying this again. Watch for just taking that to the extreme, to where you want to just control everything too high of a degree. All right, and bottom of the deck we have the Nine of Swords. So yeah, more Gemini energy here. Could definitely relate to the Eight of Swords energy we were talking about. So yeah, like I said, it feels like you're just really overthinking something. And interestingly enough, beneath that we do see the Three of Pentacles. So this to me is an energy of collaboration, which we could also see with the Two of Cups as well. So yeah, maybe it could just be as simple as saying that, yeah, you've gotten very far on your own, it seems, at this point, but maybe at this point, collaborating can be that final thing that just does put you over the edge to that next level of success. All right. We'll take a look at your Four Agreements card. We have Don't Make Assumptions. There's the artwork, and it says, relinquish the need to change others. All right. It says, real love is accepting other people the way they are without trying to change them. If we try to change them, this means that we don't really like them. It is easier to find someone who is already the way you want him or her to be instead of trying to change that person. So yeah, definitely an interesting message there, because it does make me think of what I was saying with that energy of perfectionism, right? So if that, especially if you are bringing that perfectionism toward your interactions with other people, right, trying to make sure that they're exactly how you want them to be, then hopefully that message resonates with you in that regard. All right, and from the Wisdom of Oracle, we have community. There's the artwork, and the number is 8. So we'll see what this has to say. All right, essential meanings says belonging, being seen and understood by others, like minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, knowing your place in the world. The Oracle's message says this card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our families and communities. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels I matter. Membership in a group provides a sense of belonging, of kinship, and of purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. Perhaps you are a part of a spiritual community or an artistic one. Perhaps you are perhaps you are in a learning community where you share your love of education. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy. You will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter your position in the group, your presence is needed. So definitely an interesting message there, because that made me think back to the King of Wands and the Foundation, and then seeing the Emperor and the outcome. So yeah, maybe that is going to be the thing that maybe for some of you will be asked to step into more of a leadership role, and that could be why you're trying to, get things just right. The relationship message says you're discovering the essential qualities that you share with another, and perhaps also those you don't share. There are times when you follow and the other person leads, and times when you lead and the other follows. The appearance of this card points to the importance of learning the proper dance between you and another, accepting the truth that everyone has flaws as part of that dance. Yet you are also being asked to be aware of the dynamic that you don't want to repeat. You're in the perfect place to make changes in order to experience the best version of who you can be together. So yeah, definitely a positive message there as well. Takes me back to what I was saying with the Two of Cups in the near future position, where it does seem like you'll have a meeting of the minds with someone, and someone could be coming along with that Knight of Cups energy, which, like I said, you might feel like, okay, that would be something that could take you from that 9 to that 10. So hopefully that resonated. The prosperity message says, whenever you're in a community of like-minded others, there is a powerful opportunity to reap great abundance. It's essential to ask, what can I contribute, rather than what can I get from this? Figure out a need and look to fill it. Something meaningful will manifest. Even if what manifests is small, it is a sign that the doors of opportunity will swing open wider. There is also another meaning to consider. Don't try to be all things to all people. Choose your role and be true to it, and serve from a sense of authenticity. There is no greater feeling of accomplishment than knowing that you have purpose. So yeah, definitely a positive message there as well, and definitely seems to align with what we were talking about with that perfectionism energy that you guys might be putting off. So hope that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.